So we will, as we do, we'll start by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. And try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. And we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. Then we begin to move the mind inward, away from the outside world, constraining it just to the body and mind, letting go of anything happening in our environment, and letting go of thoughts of the past, plans for the future. We begin to concentrate our awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils, giving ourselves the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then, without judgment or frustration, to lift our awareness up from those distractions and to return our awareness quickly to the breath again and again. And then, when the mind feels more calm, we'll generate a broad altruistic motivation for our time. So take a moment to cultivate the view of oneself as the recipient of this vast interconnected web of kindness that is flowing toward us from all other sentient beings. To think of all of the things that we enjoy, that we possess, things that came from the labor, the work of others, the fact that we have access to clean water, nutritious food, the fact that we live in relative safety and comfort, the fact that there are numerous people upon whom we can rely in society to meet our needs, and even the fact that we've developed our own good qualities, the degree that we have of our compassion, our generosity, our patience, our ethics, our loving kindness. All of that has depended upon the kindness of sentient beings. So there's really nothing of any value in my life and even in my own mind, my skills, my abilities, my knowledge, my constructive tendencies and habits. Nothing that doesn't depend upon the kindness of others. And then think that all of these kind sentient beings are just like oneself and deeply wishing to be happy, deeply wishing to be free of suffering. And yet, in their lives, difficulties, obstacles, and just falling down like rain without choice. So I think I myself, due to their kindness, have achieved a perfect human rebirth with all of its freedoms and endowments. So now is the time to repay that kindness, to tap into my potential for spiritual growth, to become more and more beneficial for sentient beings through transforming my own mind. So we take that as the purpose of our time. And then with that motivation, Geshe-la has begun to teach on the most profound topic in Buddhism, the concept of the ultimate nature of reality. According to the Buddhist teachings, the root of all of our suffering is traceable to misunderstanding the nature of reality, a reality that encompasses how we exist as sentient beings and how all other phenomena exist. That we give all of these phenomena a solidity, a concreteness, It is something that we layer on top of what's truly there. We add an essence that we believe is findable to ourselves and to phenomenon. To begin to think about this body of ours. It is what we cling to in this life, what we spend the most amount of time caring for, identifying with. Begin to analyze, how does it make sense to think of it as my body? It came into existence and continues to exist in dependence upon innumerable causes and conditions. One of the proximate causes was the coming together of the sperm and the egg in the womb, which was then nourished over time with food and water. But that depends upon mother and father. And mother and father depend upon their own mother and father, and so on. And then, in order for that chain to have existed, you could say almost everything in the universe had to come together as it was. So try to think, where is the body apart from this beginningless chain of causality? I think my body is nothing but this beginningless chain of food, water, conducive conditions that allowed for this unbroken lineage of mothers and fathers. Without the earth, the sun, the rain, the clothes that these mothers and fathers wore to stay warm, to be protected, there would be no my body. So on your own, begin to think about these innumerable causes and conditions, making your own relevant examples.
Together, David.
And then think on a subtler level. This body couldn't have come into existence without the past spiritual practice that created the subtle karmic causes of taking this body in this life. All of the ethical restraint, the stainless prayers that served as the primary karmic cause. And recollecting again how that drive to engage in that practice couldn't itself have existed without the spiritual guide, without the kindness of supportive spiritual friends, without those who transmitted the teachings. And each of those, in turn, have innumerable supportive causes and conditions. So try to apply this analysis. Is it true that the body is something that I strongly cling to, seeing it as entirely my own? Does that give rise to suffering, that clinging attachment? And can I soften that clinging attachment by applying these lines of analysis? And in turn, then suffer less. Try to think of scenarios in your daily life where that clinging attachment is a problem. And when it arises, and practice responding with this way of thinking about the body and see if it can reduce that clinging attachment that is the basis of suffering. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate to recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment, so that I might work for the benefit of all sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.